Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Beautiful Kings here again. Today we're going to be doing this look using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I hope that you enjoy the video and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So essentially what I'm doing right now is kind of playing around. And that's the truth of the matter. We're going to be carving out our crease. We're going to be carving out our cheeks. And hopefully it turns out pretty good. So I'm getting started as always using my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. The paint pot is really important because this is what you use to prime your eyelids for eyeshadow. And what that means is you need something for the eyeshadow to stick to when you put it on, so that during the middle of the day the shadow hasn't blown off or the oil that sits in your crease breaks down the eyeshadow. So I was using a flat edged brush, but it wasn't working out. So I decided to use pretty much a flat placement brush. And now I'm blending that out as always, because you want to soften it down before you actually put the shadow on top, so that it's easy for you to put the shadow on and it goes on really, really smooth. And I'm just kind of taking my time doing that because I'll be using a few colors today. So today I really want to focus on blending and show you guys how that's done. Here is the Modern Renaissance palette, and I love, love, love this eyeshadow palette. The colors are so beautiful and they go on really, really pigmented. I'm starting out by using the shade called Love Letter, and it's like a pink, I almost want to say like a deep magenta pink. So I'm taking a placement brush and I'm going to put that on. And this is a MAC 217 brush. You can use any kind of placement brush. I have a smaller eyelid, so I'm using this one to put on my shadow. So when I place this on, I'm making sure that I get a full coverage of the shadow onto my eyelid, and also in the corners and at the other corner there. Once I'm done that, I'm also going to use it on the other eye. So I'm putting it on the other eye for you guys so you guys can see. So when you place the shadow on, just take your time. And like I said before in my first video, just pat the shadow on. You do not want to move back and forth so that the shadow flies all over the place. Now I'm using one of my favorite blending brushes, and I'm going to work that wrist out. Look at the flick of that wrist. Look at the flick of that wrist. I'm going to blend that out. Why? Because I want that thing to be soft. I look a little crazy right there. I want the shadow to be soft, so I'm going to blend it out. And to blend that shadow down, that love letter, I'm going to use this color called Real Gar. And I'm going to go back and forth in my crease in windshield wiper motion. So as you can see, I'm just blending that out, taking my time, going back and forth in windshield wiper motion. So what are you trying to achieve when you blend it out? Pretty much you want to soften down the colors so you really can't tell where one color starts or stops. So when you take your time, you just go on softly with the shadow. And I'm also using warm colors that have no frost to blend down this shadow. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye, and that's the Real Gar again. And you want to blend down with a matte color. Sometimes you can use a brown, you can use a burnt orange color. You can use a caramel color to blend down your eyeshadow. It really doesn't matter. It depends on the look that you're going for. The most important thing is making sure that you do use some sort of blending color that does not have any frost. And when I say frost, I mean a color that has sparkle or shine in your crease. It's going to make the shadow look much smoother. So as you can see, it's starting to blend out a little bit. You can't really see any harsh lines with that pink shadow that I put on. Now I'm going to use a MAC Cosmetics brush. This is a number 272 brush. And I'm pretty much using this brush because I was scrambling around for brushes on the table while I was recording. So I'm going to take this brush now and I'm going to get ready to put on another shadow. But I'm placing a shadow under my brow. I was kind of looking around to see what I wanted to use. And I decided to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills shadow called Primavera from the same palette. So I'm going to take that Primavera and I'm going to put it right under my eyebrows. Now this color does have a frost, which means it is shiny. You can see it reflecting off the camera. You see that shine. So when I put that on, I want to make sure that I'm just placing a little bit on there. You don't have to go too crazy with the highlight color right under your brow, because then I'm going to go ahead and blend that down so it looks smooth and it blends into all of the other colors on my lid. I'm taking a MAC 224 brush again, my favorite blending brush, and I'm not adding anything onto that brush. I'm just going to soften down the color with nothing on the brush so that it blends into some of the other eyeshadow that I've already placed onto my eyes. Now I'm taking the color from Anastasia, and color is called Burnt Orange. And I'm taking Burnt Orange because it's a lighter color. It says burnt orange, but it doesn't look like a burnt orange. And it's a lighter color, and I'm going to place that right under the color Primavera. So that highlight color that I placed under my brow, I'm going to place a little bit of that right underneath of it because I want to blend it out. I don't want that highlight to be too streaking, and I want to soften it down. So I'm blending it down again so that the other colors that I've placed on my eye blend and it looks pretty seamless on the eyes. Now I'm going to be using Cypress Umber from the palette, and this is like a dark brown. It's a really, really pretty color. It goes on very, very pigmented, and I'm going to cut out a crease a little bit. I'm just going with a little bit of a deep set crease today, and what that means is it's just pretty much going to give my eye more of a 360 look. It's going to add a little bit more to the shadow, and it's going to work to, I'm getting tongue-tied here, guys. It's going to work to deepen out my eye socket so you kind of see my lid looks a little bit more pronounced. Okay? So I'm just going back and forth in windshield wiper motion. And as you can see, when you work with colors that are matte, meaning colors that have no shine, they're just much easier to blend out. So I'm going to do the same thing with my other eye. I'm going to go back and forth in windshield wiper motion. Blend, 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 blend. And I'm just kind of taking my time until both eyes look as identical as possible. Blending is not a race. It does take time, but once you get the hang of it, you're pretty much good to go. Now I'm going back with the Love Letter that I placed on top of my lid because I blended some of that out and I still want that shadow to be pretty pronounced because that is the focus color that is going to be on my eyes that I want people to see the most. Now I'm getting ready to line my eyes and I'm going to be using the Sephora Collection Gel Eyeliner. Now I did start off using this. It does come with a brush built into that package. It's about $18 when you buy it from Sephora. Honestly, when I tried it on my hand, it worked a lot better on my hand than it did on my eye. So I ended up just kind of struggling my way through it to put it on because it just didn't go on smooth enough, and honestly, it just wasn't giving me the consistency or the look that I was going for when I started placing it on. So that was an epic fail. So I definitely would not suggest that you purchase this product. And I, for the life of me, don't know why I didn't just use my Wet n Wild eyeliner. I will be doing a shadow tutorial for you talking about some of the best kind of products that are affordable for you to use to do your makeup. And I'll be sure to include that one in here. So now you see me just trying to add a wing to the best of my ability based on the consistency of that brush. Now I'm going to go ahead and smoke out my lash line right at the bottom. And I'm going to be using the same color Love Letter that I placed on my eyelid. That's what I'm going to be using right on my lash line. And this just helps to add a little bit more intensity and a little bit more depth. And I'm doing it on the other side. And I'm also going to take that color Cypress Umber, which is the dark brown, to add a little bit more depth and a little bit more darkness on the bottom line. And I'm just going to blend that out using that pencil brush. Now I'm using my favorite mascara of all time, which is the MAC Extended Play Lash Mascara. This mascara works so great. The bristles on the brush are really, really small. So I feel like you get very concise mascara application with this. It helps to separate your lashes really good, and it really works good at extending smaller lashes. So I definitely would suggest that you pick that up. Now I'm going to apply my lashes, and I'm turned up. I'm ready to go. Because why? Because I'm almost done. So I'm having a good time. It's okay. You gotta turn up on your own sometime. Nothing special is going on. And I'm going to be using the Eyeliner lashes in number 121. I really like these lashes. They're very easy to apply. They have a nice thick band that you can place on. And it also comes with a lash applicator. Moving forward, I'm going to be blending out my banana powder that I placed on for some light baking and contour. So I'm just smoothing that out. And now I'm taking that same powder that I've used in my last two videos. If you haven't taken a look, take a look at those. This is the Sephora collection Mocha Spice Color 66. So now I'm taking my blush and I'm using the MAC blush in Fever. I'm going to place a little bit of that blush on. And I'm going to use two blushes also from MAC on top of those. These are my contour blushes that add a little bit more depth to my cheek. And this is the MAC Film Noir and Sketch Blush. Those really add some nice depth, and you don't have to get too crazy with trying to contour. They add great depth to the skin, and I feel like you can also use those in conjunction with other blushes that you have at the same time. So, moving forward, I'm also using my favorite highlighter palette. I know I need to use a different one, but I can't help it. It just looks so good. It just leaves a nice sheen on the skin. And this is the Mercier highlighting palette. Today I'm taking some and I'm just placing it right above my blush on the higher angles of my face so that those can pop out a little bit more, especially in pictures and things of that nature. And I'm so happy with the look. I feel like even when you put on a little bit of highlighter right on your nose area or on your Cupid's bow, that it just makes you just look illuminated and shine to the gods. Your skin looks so healthy. Now I'm going to do my lips. Last step. And today I'm going to be using my NYX Lip Suede in Oh Put It On. I actually really love this color, and it was given to me as a gift by my friend. You can find her on Instagram at GlamGal85. I love the color because it goes on as a deep, dark blackberry. And it's almost scary when you put it on because it's like so rich and so dark. But I really feel like it looks beautiful and it comes alive when you use lighter colors on the eyes. Hey, so now we're done, and I really had fun and enjoyed doing this makeup look for you. By the way, this is the same look that I had on in my YouTube channel intro, my welcome video. So if you haven't taken a look at that, you should definitely take a look. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and give this video a big thumbs up. Until we meet again, I hope you all are safe, and God bless you all.